At some point, you may want to add emphasis to your writing in order to make your statement stronger. And a good way to do that is by using negative inversion. Take a look at this sentence. I had never seen such a beautiful sunset. Now this sentence is fine, but if you want to make it slightly more emphatic, you can flip the order around. Now in this case, I have written, never had I seen such a beautiful sunset. What I've done is I've begun the sentence with the negative or limiting adverb, like never, or seldom, scarcely, rarely, barely, hardly, and then I have inverted the order of the auxiliary verb and the subject, had I, much like you would in a question. Now let's look at another example. Barely had the professor started his lecture when the fire alarm went off. Again, I've started with the negative adjective, or adverb rather, and I have inverted the order of the auxiliary verb and subject. Now, if your sentence does not have an auxiliary verb, then just like you would with a question, you would insert the verb do. In this case, I said, he rarely thought about other people's feelings. And for emphasis, it becomes, rarely did he think about other people's feelings. Now that's just one way to use negative inversion. There are lots of different ways. For example, you can use the word only plus a prepositional phrase to add emphasis. For example, the sentence, he discusses his personal life only with his friends, becomes, only with his friends did he discuss his personal life. Also, you can use only with a dependent clause with inversion. For example, only if we work together will we find an answer. Or, only after years of practice could he play the piano so beautifully. Another method of negative inversion is to use a prepositional phrase that would mean never. For example, under no circumstances, in no way, or at no time. For example, under no circumstances can you smoke in this apartment? Or, in no way was the accident your fault. Now, without inversion, that last sentence would be, the accident was not your fault. And the final method of negative inversion that I'll show you here is very common in narrative writing. And it is using the word little and then flipping the auxiliary verb and the subject. So, little did I know at that moment that my life was about to change forever. In other words, I did not know or I did not realize at that moment that my life was about to change forever. Now, as I said, this is a really good way of adding emphasis to your writing in an essay, a paragraph, or even a speech or an oral presentation. Now, if you want to do some practice with negative inversion, follow the link at the end of this video.